Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone at tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. Do excuse my watery eyes, and I'm feeling like really nasal right now. I think in the beginning I thought it was just because like food and stuff was being cooked around me, and I thought that was irritating me. But I'm actually feeling like it's something seasonal. Like I don't know if this is like because the grass outside or what the situation is and the plants, but something is going on with me right now. But I'm staying the course with these videos, because if I don't do them today, I literally don't know when I'll be able to do these videos. I'm already in June now, so let's get into it, Taurus. So yeah, this is your monthly reading for June, and I'm going to be using the playing cards, and I'm going to get into the more specific areas of your life using the Happy Tarot deck. Okay, so let's pull 4 cards for you, Taurus, for the month of June. And your first card is, that is crazy, this card just like has been repeatedly like coming up. It's the 6 of Swords, and that's a different one. The 9 of Diamonds, and the 9 of Clubs, and the last one is the 3 of Clubs. So what I see for you is that you are moving towards either a state of self-employment, or opening your own business, or wanting to work for yourself, some of you guys. Or it could be saying that maybe you just want to be more independent in terms of the way you're working, or the things that you're trying to pursue for yourself. I kind of see for some of you that you may be wanting to gain more riches, more stability in terms of finances and money, or you're just hoping for more money to be coming in for you, because I think that maybe for some of you guys, your finances have maybe going through a bit of a challenging time. But then also what I see is that you are really steadfast in the things that you want to do, and even if you've gone through difficult times, or like you're not willing to just give up and just hands in, throw in the towel just like that, which I think is a good thing. And with the last card, it's kind of telling me that you have a lot of vision when it comes to what you want to do, and I think that you are just waiting for things to fall into place. I also see that there may be signs to show you that things are falling into place for you, if you've been really wanting to again earn more money, work in a more independent way, use self-employment, anything like that. um I feel like there's been situations that have happened where you've had to be independent and you've had to rely on yourself. Certain things may have come into completion in your life, or maybe coming into completion in the month of June, and I feel like you've had to prepare yourself for those events. Like maybe something is coming into completion, so you have to think, okay, what's my next steps gonna be, or what is the next thing I'm gonna pursue for myself. But I feel that there will be some rewards coming in for you as well. So because I feel like your ship could be coming in some way, shape, or form. And I think that your tarot cards are going to elaborate more on that message. So let's go into your finances, your work and finances with the Happy Tarot. What's showing up for Taurus? Finances. And you have the 10 of Cups with the 5 of Cups with the Queen of Swords. So what I kind of see for you is, yeah, again with the 10, something may have come into completion, and it was a good thing. Like maybe you liked the job that you were doing, maybe you liked the way you was earning money, or maybe you even liked the idea of again being self-employed or doing something along them lines. But then it's kind of saying that you focus on the negative things that have shown up around you, and it's like, okay, yeah, you've been challenged in certain kind of ways, and like I was seeing in your cards, you may have had to stand your ground at certain times. Things didn't really, things weren't easy, but then I feel like it's saying you have to persevere through it all. The Queen of Swords is one of them queens, like she would not give up if it was up to her. If she was in the midst of a battle, like she would be like the queen that would fight. And it's almost like, what this is a queen. Out of all the queens, she's been through the most. Like, she's been through the hardest experiences in life, and but she's learned from those experiences. And yes, to a certain extent, it may have made her a bit cold in certain ways, but then at the same time, it's made her very wise. And so know that any failures or any issues that you've had to go through have made you wise and has given you better understanding. And it just means that the next time when you do it, you're not going to make the same mistakes again, or you're not going to go through that same process again. There's always something to be gained. And so I feel like he's saying, don't cry, or don't be upset about certain things that went wrong, because maybe things were just so cushy at one time, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you can't get it back to being there, because again, I feel like in your playing cards, it was showing that things can be going all right for you, like things can fall into place for you. But I feel like you have to not let disappointments cloud your judgment or stop you in and make you doubt yourself or doubt your capabilities. You have to keep going, Taurus. So when it comes to your relationships, you have the Three of Wands with the Four of Pentacles with the World. So I feel like if you're in a relationship, for some of you guys, maybe your partner is abroad or away from you, and maybe you're like this person, like they almost look like they're waiting to hear from somebody or waiting for somebody to come back. So for some of you guys, it could be that that's the kind of feeling surrounding your relationships. Maybe they're not around you, or maybe this is even a long distance relationship for some of you guys, but you've wanted to really hold on to this relationship. You've been trying the best that you can. You don't want to let this person go. It's like you feel like, you would really feel like you're missing out or losing something if you let this person just, escape your grasp. And I think even if it has been a bit challenging for you to keep the relationship going, you would still want to. And this card could also speak of somebody that is at a distance or in a long distance relationship, because it's the World card. So you may actually have to travel to see this person. So if in June, like, you guys haven't seen each other in a while, June might be the month where you decide to visit them finally, or maybe they're going to be coming to see you. But I feel like you really just want to embrace this person. You want them to be around you. So I think that you're gonna put the steps in. You're gonna make everything fall into place in terms of you and this person like uniting with each other. So that's kind of what I see. If you're not in a long distance relationship, this could be you and your partner traveling together. Yeah. And maybe you're even traveling with your partner to improve your relationship in some kind of way. So that's another way I can see playing itself out. Or if you're not traveling with your partner, it could be saying that maybe there's something that you're learning at this time about your partner as well, that can benefit the relationship or just help things. Because I really get this impression that somebody's really holding on to a relationship, and yeah, like, yeah, they're not in the space of letting anything go. So I feel like that's another way it could be going. Some of you guys might actually have an issue with your partner if you feel that your partner is sort of, holding the purse strings a bit too tight as well. Maybe you want to, encourage your partner to splurge a little bit more. Could be that also. So I'm just shuffling up the deck to see what is going to be coming through for those of you that are single. And for those of you that are single, you have the Five of Swords with the Queen of Cups with the King of Swords. Okay, so if you're single, what's your message? I think for those of you that are single, there is somebody that you like, someone that you have feelings for, but they may not know. Either they may not know, or you may have even had some kind of I don't feel like it's an argument, but I feel like there's something that you know that this person doesn't know, but I feel like you are really liking somebody. This card can also represent with some kind of defeat that this person has had. I don't know if you guys had some kind of argument or discussion about something and you kind of felt proud of yourself because maybe you kind of came out like to be the person in the right in some kind of way. But then at the same time, I just kind of feel like if this was any kind of argument, it wasn't anything that was that serious, and I almost feel like secretly you have a crush on a person. Like I almost get that impression, when you're really young and it's like you tease a person, but you really secretly like them. Like you may be acting like, oh, they're so gross, and oh, they're like this, they're like that, but then secretly you actually like that person. So that's kind of how I feel. Like on the outside, you may be acting like you don't care too much, but you actually do. So yeah, that's what I see. And so I feel like you could be potentially I think if the person maybe found out that you like them, you may be all right together. It's two very different kind of elements being brought together, but I kind of feel like there is like this one caring and nurturing vibe that I feel may be coming from you, and I feel like this other person, um may like to feel that, so if they, if but that's for that's for those of you where you have somebody that knows that you like them. I feel like they will sort of like the love that you give them, or like what you share with them. So your spiritual cards, let's get into those, are the Hermit with the Page of Wands with the ooh Ace of Cups. The Hermit is searching for something that is meaningful in their life. I think that you have, maybe for some of you guys, you've gone through the process of being single, or you've gone through the process of learning things by yourself. Maybe you've had to learn a lot of stuff by yourself. Maybe through those experiences where you learned by yourself, you became knowledgeable or became enlightened to quite a lot of things. The Hermit actually, there's no one else that is going to teach you certain things. Like for instance, the times that you spent by yourself is an opportunity for you to learn a lot about yourself. As I personally find that usually people that always want to just socialize, and that actually feel very uncomfortable being on their own, are usually people that they know more about other people than they do about themselves. And so I think that there's been time that it's like you've given yourself that period of time to find out more about you and to go in deeper, and also for some of you, you may have felt like spiritually you've had to kind of set your own path spiritually. Maybe you've taken a spiritual path that is different to family members, to friends, to other people that you are used to, and you've gone in a completely different direction, but you felt guided in that direction. So you felt like you had to do things differently to what you've known from your family, from people that were around you. And I think that time was well spent because it gave you the opportunity to learn things that you didn't know about, become enlightened to certain things, you know um become like a student, be open to that kind of what the divine has for you, what the divine wants to teach you. And I think within that, it makes you have something new about yourself that you can share, that you can radiate to others. And I think what you're radiating is just a lot of of the love, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings that are coming and showing up for you. And what I feel also in your cards is that I feel the need. This is kind of interesting. I almost had the feeling of do you know, like when you hear about like certain religions, like for instance Christianity, and if you were brought up in that faith, you would know about the story of Jesus and what Jesus went through and experienced. And again, some spiritual journeys can feel lonely at times, because there was times where Jesus had his disciples, but there was times where he was on his own and he had to go through certain experiences by himself. And in so many different spiritual, like different faiths, there is a similar story um that's been told, and so, with maybe a different deity, or different person, but then it's like a similar experience of kind of going out into the wilderness, finding yourself, and then in the process of finding yourself, finding God, finding connection with God, and then feeling this sense of unconditional love from a higher source. And that's kind of what I feel you can actually experience in June, if you haven't already. you know but that kind of experience is just what kind of helps us to build even more of a relationship with the divine. So yeah, peace and many blessings to you, Taurus. I'll be seeing you. Bye.